Okay, guys, let's factor with the distributive property. So we learned how to distribute numbers to get an answer when we're dealing with variables because it's not easy just to add them like regular numbers. So now we're going to work backwards, okay? So they tell us here to apply the distributive property to factor out the greatest common factor. When we take the greatest common factor, remember that's when we break down the numbers. So I take my 24 and I break it down, and I'm going to take my 18 and I'm going to break it down. To get 24, I can do 2 times 12. I know that 2 is a prime number. To get to 12, I can do 2 times 6. I know that 2 is a prime number. To get to 6, I can do 2 times 3, and I know that 2 and 3 are prime numbers. Let's see about 18. 18, I can do 2 times 9. I know that 2 is a prime number. And to get 9, I can do 3 times 3. I want to pick out the numbers that they both have. They both have 1, 2, so I'm going to write it. They both also have 1, 3, so I'm going to write it. This one has another 3 here, but this one doesn't have any more 3s. The 24 has 2 more 2s, but my 18 doesn't have any more 2s. The only numbers that they both have are 1, 2, and 1, 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So I know that my greatest common factor is 6. I take my question, which said 24a minus 18b, and I'm going to divide everything by 6 and put my 6 on the outside. I know that 24 divided by 6 is 4, and I put my a back, put my minus sign back. I know that 18 divided by 6 is 3, and I put my b back. So my answer is 6 times 6, open parentheses, 4a minus 3b. Just like that. Let's clear the screen, and we're going to try it again. On this one, they want me to apply the distributive property to factor out the greatest common factor. They want my GCF. In order to find the greatest common factor, I take my 9 and I break it down, and I'm going to take my 12 and break it down. In order to get 9, the only way I can get it is to do 3 times 3. 3 is prime. In order to get 12, the only thing I can do is 3 times 4, or I can do 2 times 6. 3 is prime, so I circle it. In order to get 4, I have to do 2 times 2. On my 9, I have a 3 and a 3. For my 12, I have a 3 times 2 times 2. The only number that they both have is 1, 3. So I know my greatest common factor is 3. So I write my 3. My problem was 9 plus 12n. I'm dividing this whole thing by 3 because that's what's going to be on the outside. I know that 9 divided by 3 is 3. I bring my plus sign down. I know that 12 divided by 3 is 4, and I bring my n down. The whole reason why this distributive property works is if I turn around and distribute my my 3, which it will be done because I just fixed it. But if you work it out, you should start back over with the answer that you had at the beginning. 9 times 3, 3 times 3 would have been 9, and 3 times 4 would have been 12. And I put my n back, which is the same thing we have here. So we know it works. My answer would have been 3 times 3 plus 4 n. Let's clear this off. And they want us to find the greatest common factor and use it to do some distributing again. 44 and 33. In order to get 44, I know that I can do 4 times 11. 11 is prime, so I'm going to circle it. In order to get 4, I can do 2 times 2. 2 and 2, those are prime, so I can circle them. So I basically have 11 times 2 times 2. Okay, let's check out my 33. In order to get 33, I can do 11 times 3. 11 is prime and 3 is prime. So 11 times 3. The only number that they both have is my 11. That's the only number that they both have. So 11 is my greatest common factor. I take 11 and I write it. Act like that's not there. So then I say, hey, what is 44 divided by 11? It's 4, and I have to put my H back. I put my subtraction sign back. Hey, what is 33 divided by 11? It's 3. So I know my answer is 11 times 4h minus 3. 11 times 4h minus 3. Just like that. Let's see if we can distribute this thing here. Do some factoring. Let's clear the board. I don't know why I can't clear the board. There we go. Okay, so since I have three numbers this time, I have to break down all three of them to find the greatest common factor. Let's see, I have a 10, I have a 25, and I have a 5. I know that 10 is equal to 2 times 5. 2 and 5 are prime numbers, so 2 times 5 is how I get 10. My 25, that's 5 times 5. 5 and 5 are prime numbers, so I know that 5 times 5 is how I get 25. In order to get 5, I just have to do 5 times 1. So 5 times 1. As I look, the only number that they all have is a 5. Boom, boom, boom. So 5 is my number that's going to be on my outside of my parenthesis. Each one of these up here, I'm going to divide by 5 and then put my letter back. 10 divided by 5 is 2. I put my letter A back. Bring my negative sign down. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Bring my positive sign back down. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and I had to put my B back. So I know my answer is 5 times 2A minus 5 plus 1B. So I have 5, open parentheses, 2A minus 5 plus, where's my plus sign here? Plus sign's missing. Oh, here we go. Plus 1B. Just like that.